Okay guys, let's start off with the worst game I've ever seen in maybe 5 years now. Avengers. Marvel's Avengers is a total failure. Even Fast and Furious game is not that bad, at least it's fucking funny. Avengers developers just want money from Marvel fans and they have no idea of what Marvel is. They tried to rip off the first Avenger movie, then they made the cinematic level that made people believe it's a fucking game. And that's what the game looks like. Do you guys want to see what the rest of the game actually looks like? So as I saw the reviews and gameplay videos on YouTube, I understood immediately this game is a piece of shit. Anyway, I tried to see maybe some good points in it, so I downloaded the beta, the free beta. I played it for 8 hours and I had about 2 hours of free content left. And as a Marvel fan, I couldn't even handle it for free. You would have to give me money so that I played the rest of the free beta. So as the game came out, I just watched the cutscenes on YouTube, about 2 or 3 hours total. I just lost nothing. I lost nothing by not buying the game and not playing it. Number 9. Call of Duty. Black Ops. Cold War. I think the name of the game speaks for itself. They are out of ideas. Once again, I've played the beta for a good amount of time. Then once the game came out, I played the free weekends. That's it. I don't know. This game has nothing more to offer. Previous Call of Duty game was very innovative. I still play it and I still enjoy it because it has new animations, it has new physics, it has very good map design. And map design in Black Ops Cold War is just horrible. You really just play an old game. If this game would have came out instead of Black Ops 4, I would have bought it and I would have liked it. For a game that came out 2020, it's fucking horrible. Number 8 is my boy Miles Morales. I have to say I didn't play Miles Morales because I'm waiting for PS5 Slim. But I've heard this small game is just as good as the big one. Unlike Call of Duty, it definitely brought game industry something new. But just as Cold War, it's way overpriced for its content amount. I would really buy Cold War for maybe $5 just so I could play single player. And I would buy Miles Morales for maybe $10, but not the price that is set. I'm not sure what the price exactly is, and I just know it's high, okay? So, number 7 and 6 are Valhalla and Legion. So, I'll make a whole video on why Assassin's Creed franchise is not Assassin's Creed game anymore, and we haven't had Assassin's Creed game in 7 years since Unity release. Sorry, Syndicate is so bad it's not even a game. This RPG trilogy are really good games, but I feel like a stealth action game with good animation, cool parkour, realism, cutscenes, it's just better than this. Don't get me wrong, when you have a 50-hour RPG game, you really feel the game if you really push yourself into it and play it for days straight and get into it, but if it's not really immersive if you just want to play it occasionally. If you don't have a lot of time, you would rather prefer quality over quantity. And that's the reason Legion is number 6. Watch Dogs Legion is very concentrated. It's 3 times smaller than Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but it's very buggy, and overall the game is worse than 2 previous games. At first I thought it's a third part because of the symbol on the image, but the game is made by a no-name studio. It's more of an experiment. Playing as different characters feels immersive, and they succeeded with this idea. Nevertheless, it's probably the worst optimized game I've had on my computer ever. Even Cyberpunk worked better. Watch Dogs had about 30 FPS and it's just a disaster because I have RTX card and it couldn't handle it. I prefer quality over quantity. There are 2 really good games that are about quality that came out, and both of them are remakes. Number 5 is a short but very well made remake of Resident Evil 3, which is a good third-person shooter with amazing graphics, action scenes, And 6 hours is maybe too short, but you have this game running at 60 FPS on console, so I bought it on PS4, played it once as if it's a big movie, and sold it the same day with the same price. And I honestly want more projects like that. The second remake is Mafia Definitive Edition. On the other hand, it's a full-on open-world game with 15 hours of gameplay, and we don't get games like that anymore. I want some good old Max Payne type game, when you just play the game for a couple hours a day and finish it in a week, not a month. Valhalla. I've enjoyed both Mafia 2 and Mafia 3, and Mafia 1 was the only game that passed by me, so now that I finished it, I think it's probably the best part. Technically, Mafia 2 blew my mind with the graphics and physics, and the third game has the best ending, in my opinion. Last of Us Part 2 is number 3 in my list. I know people hated it because of Abby, so did I. The move that developers made was necessary though. I was also obsessed with vengeance in my life, in my personal life, and unfortunately not a lot of people experienced true hate towards anyone, and I did. So at the moment at the end, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there is a moment at the end and I really resonated with it. And it made me realize that even if I don't want it, I can see things from different perspectives. The gameplay is incredible, as well as the story. Naughty Dog made another masterpiece, and probably just as incredible as Uncharted 4. Number 2, it's Cyberpunk. I'm gonna be honest, I don't give a single fuck about bugs or bad optimization. Yes, I've had FPS issues. Yes, I've had bugs. In any other game, it would make me wanna stop playing. It's not the case with Cyberpunk. It handles the idea behind the game, the idea that games are no more just gameplay and cutscenes and story. I didn't enjoy any single second of shooting or stealth or hacking in the game. Driving is surprisingly great, by the way, yet I enjoyed every single minute of this 50-hour trip. I've had similar experience when playing Death Stranding, Witcher 3, Kingdom Come Deliverance. This type of game I would call open world chatting. You just travel from one point to the other and talk. This is all we do in real life actually. It's quite simple, yet it's so beautiful if the world is full with details and interesting characters. Which is why Cyberpunk is not the game of the year, it's not a game, and it's probably the best 50-hour movie I've seen. As you could have guessed, number 1 is... Number 1 is Ghost of Tsushima. That's the best game I've played in 2020. This is what I want Assassin's Creed game to be. I just love tourism in video games, and this game made me fall in love with Japan. It's really simple, yet it's so beautiful. And I felt like playing a game with multiple possibilities rather than watching a very good movie. Ghost of Tsushima is not a Rockstar game level of gameplay and not Naughty Dog level of gameplay, but it's sure as hell the one I've missed for so long.